Well, how the mighty have fallen. This is a disappointing disgrace from one of our best filmmakers ever. Let's get into this story. Hello, this is Daniel Mart back again. I'm an actor and filmmaker based out of South Florida, and for this, I'm basically going to talk about how Darren Aronofsky sold out to AI. How he basically gave his talent card, said goodbye to it, because he sold out to AI. How he basically decided to betray cinema as a whole. How he is now a traitor to the arts, because he decided to endorse AI in the most despicable way possible. So what am I talking about? For those who don't know, Darren Aronofsky, he's a filmmaker. He's one of the most world-renowned filmmakers. My favorite film from Darren Aronofsky would be Black Swan, but he's also done a bunch of other great movies like Pi, Requiem for a Dream, Mother, Noah, The Fountain, the list goes on. So he is one of those top-tier filmmakers that everybody just loves, everybody just respects. I would say he's probably on the same level in terms of respectability, or at least he was on the same level of respectability as, say, Christopher Nolan or PTA, for example. Like, he's on that tier. He's definitely one of the most world-renowned filmmakers, especially modern day, especially from the past 20 to 30 years. I mean, he did The Whale just a few years back. Brendan Fraser won for The Whale. So this is a guy who is talented, or better said, was talented, until he decided to just sell out to AI in the most despicable way possible. So what am I talking about exactly? So Darren Aronofsky, and all his lack of intelligence at this point, and his effort to just be a complete sellout and traitor to the arts, he decided to produce a miniseries called On This Day 1776. And that is a miniseries, from what I understand, that it revolves around the American Revolution. Sounds pretty normal, honestly. Yes, Darren Aronofsky making a series about the American Revolution, being a producer on it, possibly being a director on it. That sounds good. What is the issue? The fool decided to use AI. He actually endorsed AI. There are currently 2 episodes online, and they're shorts. They're like literally 3 minutes long, like 3-4 minute long shorts episodes. And yeah, they're all made through AI, and it is absolutely disgusting. It is absolutely despicable, the fact that we have one of our top filmmakers of all time endorsing this garbage, promoting this garbage, and saying that it's going to be a technological advancement, saying that's going to be a great tool to use for the future. It's just despicable. It's disgusting, and it just shows that even the mighty have fallen, that somebody as great a director as Darren Aronofsky will side with the devil, basically, will side with this demonic attack against the arts, and that's it. He has lost all credibility in my eyes. Anything he makes moving forward, we now have to inspect with a basically, what's the expression? With a fine tooth comb or toothpick, or with a magnifying glass, whatever the expression is. I actually don't even remember what the expression is, because I'm too pissed off right now at him for betraying the arts. But yeah, we now have to, every single project he has moving forward, we have to basically look at it very closely to make sure it doesn't have AI. Because the fool, the charlatan, which it sucks to call Darren Aronofsky a charlatan now, a traitor to the arts, but that's the truth of the matter. He is a charlatan. He is a traitor to the arts. It sucks that now every project moving forward, we have to look at it very closely to make sure that this guy didn't use AI in the process of all this. And it's just disgusting. It is despicable, and it is honestly disappointing that someone as great as him would fall to such a imbecilic use of AI at the end of the day. And look, I'm not going to just rant on him. There's a few other people here who I kind of want to rant off, because it's not just him who approved this. I mean, to begin with, you also have the studios who are involved with this. Now, he does have his own studio, which is called Primordial Soup, which is apparently an AI studio, because that has to be a thing now. So yeah, anything that is made under Primordial Studio, we know to basically boycott it, because it's made by AI, whether it's made by Darren Aronofsky himself or one of his henchmen. Anything that comes out of Primordial already is hot garbage, to begin with. But you also have the fact that Time Magazine, yes, Time Magazine, the magazine company, they have their own television, film division, studio, whatever, and that's the company or studio, whatever, that they're releasing this through. That's the YouTube channel that they're releasing this through. So, again, it's not just Darren Aronofsky who signed off on this absolute lunacy garbage. It's also these studios, Primordial. Granted, he runs Primordial, but he's not the only person working at Primordial. And Time Magazine. It's just like, Time Magazine, get with the times. The times are that we do not want AI. So why the hell are you pushing this garbage, forcing this garbage, force-feeding us this garbage that we adamantly do not want? Jesus Christ, help me, please. There you go. My phone falls again during a rant. And just to stick to Time Magazine very fast, one of their presidents, I believe it's the president of Time Magazine. Yes, Time Magazine Studios, better said. They had one of the most insane takes to this. Because you guys were getting backlash. You guys had to know you guys were going to get backlash. Like the Kalshi situation, or the AI actress. I already forgot her name. But, the AI actress controversy. They had to know they were going to get humongous backlash on this. And Ben Betonti, that is the president of Time Magazine Studio, their film division. He had one of the most insane takes on this. So let me just read this response to you. This project is a glimpse at what thoughtful, creative, artist-led use of AI can look like. The truly thoughtful, creative, and artist-led use of AI, what that can look like is by not using it. But remember, you have to remember, this guy does not have a brain. This guy wants to sell out all morals to a computer, to a bunch of codes. But let's keep reading what this garbage person of a human being said. Not replacing craft, BS, but expanding what possibilities and allowing storytellers to go places and they simplify. They simply couldn't before. Jesus Christ, I had trouble reading that. Okay, you could do this with humans. We did this back in the 90s. It's called Glory. Remember that movie with Denzel Washington? Or, we've done other similar Revolutionary War, Civil War movies in the past, so, we can definitely do this with humans. Didn't we have a show back in the 2000s literally called Bush or something? Not Bush. Adams or W as well. I think we had two shows. One that was revolving around John Adams, one that was revolving around George Bush. Or maybe I'm conflating two things and it's the same thing, but we've had stories taking place around this time where it was done with actual human beings. That was done with actual sets. Not this AI-generated crap. Not replacing craft? Yes, you're replacing craft. Expanding the possibilities and allowing storytellers to go places they simply couldn't before? We've gone there before. And it's worked excellently. So, again, you're gaslighting us. You are force-feeding us lies upon lies upon lies because you rather keep the bottom line and make money instead of, honoring your consumers, hearing what your consumers want. And again, what your consumers want is that we refuse AI in any way, shape, or form in the arts. But again, you decide to sell out. So honestly, Ben Betonti, I'm not surprised the guy wants to sell out. But Darren Aronofsky, my guy, you are one of the top filmmakers. Why would you sell out to this? Jesus Christ. It's honestly kind of unfathomable. Not even kind of. It just is unfathomable that you would sell out to such a degree. I'm also looking at the IMDb page for this, and there are two other people here who are associated with this thing. First off, you have Lucas Sussman, who is the head writer for this garbage. Other credits that this charlatan has are below from 2002. He's done an episode of Teen Wolf and Visions from 2015. So this guy's not really a prolific writer. He also had an acting role back in 2007 on some random short film. So, to be fair, who's to say he actually wrote this and didn't just, type a few prompts, a few sentences onto Crap GPT and crapped this out. So you have that, and then you also have the composer Jordan Dijkstra. Pretty sure I'm pronouncing that correctly, and even if I'm not, who cares, because you're a charlatan, you sold out, so what do I care if I even get your name right? This is actually kind of sad, because he's actually been a composer for some pretty decent stuff. 20 Days in Mariupol, I remember that movie, that documentary, that came out a few years ago. He was a composer, in the music department for It Comes at Night, which is actually a pretty decent film, one I'd like to rewatch. But he's done stuff. He's actually done some pretty notable stuff. I'm looking at his resume as IMDb right now. But he's done a few stuff over the years. But now, with him having accepted the role of composer on this now comes with a giant asterisk of, did you actually compose this, or did you put a sentence in crap GBT, and that's what it crapped out? So, there's that. Now, the one funny thing, or ironic thing, sad either way, that they're trying to say to defend themselves, saying that, oh no, this isn't fully AI. It's the fact that they apparently got SAG voice actors to voice the characters here. But it's like, okay, cool. Tell us the SAG actors who betrayed the industry so we know to officially blacklist them from here on out. Because they're not listed on IMDb and they're not credited at the end of the credits of the 2 episodes. That's the thing. Only 2 episodes have come out. I'm not sure if more episodes are going to come out. I hope it's just a 2, but realistically, I expect way more episodes to come out in the next couple weeks, maybe 2 to 3 months, realistically, like maybe an episode a week. And even then, each episode, each piece of crap is basically about 3-4 minutes long. So yeah, and I'll be honest, I didn't watch it because I do not support this any way, shape, or form. I do not want to give even 1 iota of attention to this in terms of like me giving a review and giving even like 5 cents or whatever the math comes out to Time Magazine. That being said, I do want to quote one of my friends. My friend Yami, who apparently did watch this. He did the valiant sacrifice of watching this for us. Because I mean, even just look at the pictures, I wanted to scream. But this is what he said. So according to my boy Yami, this is what he said in regards to reviewing this piece of crap. He says it's just kind of boring. Like each thing was only a few minutes long, and they felt more like commercials than actual plots. Like, we get to see these historical figures without really knowing them. We see Thomas Paine in his book, but Paine, the person, is left basically ignored. Same with the Washington one. He gives a patriotic speech, patriotic imagery, British soldiers going grr. It's the most generic idea for what the American Revolution was. Not good education at all. This is the one thing I'll disagree with him, even though I haven't seen the series. I already know I'm going to disagree with him, and it's very logical that I'm going to disagree with him. But the one compliment he gives this piece of crap is, these are some nice directorial choices, but that's the only nice thing I saw. But then again, that's not real directing when you're putting crap sentences into crap GPT. So even with that, there's not any true real directing in this to begin with. I know they also said, to kind of cover their bases, they said, oh, it was human-led because we did have, like, colorists, or, like, for the cinematography and editing of it all, we had, like, colorists, like, color graders, crap, whatever. Anybody who worked on this should immediately and officially be blacklisted from the industry. So yeah, as much as I like Darren Aronofsky's work, as much as I love Black Swan and Noah and The Whale and Fountain and Pi and all his and Requiem for a Dream and all his other movies, as much as I love them, as of now, he needs to be blacklisted and never work in the industry again, because he officially betrayed the industry. He sold out to AI. Again, anybody in any capacity who works with AI should immediately be blacklisted. That is a standard we should keep. And I hope, especially with Darren Aronofsky, again, a titan of the industry, again, how the mighty have fallen, Jesus Christ. Anything that Darren Aronofsky does moving forward is going to hold a giant asterisk, because now we know he doesn't care for the arts. We know now that he would rather use AI to keep the bottom line or whatever than use actual actors, use actual writers, production designers, etc. So now everything he does moving forward has to be viewed with a humongous asterisk. That's it. Doesn't matter how great it is, it's always going to have that humongous asterisk thanks to this thing that he decided to betray us for. It's saddening, it's maddening, it's diabolical, it's demonic, it's disgusting. Every word in the dictionary. It's how the mighty have fallen. That's all I have to say. How the mighty have fallen. That's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off. Comment everything you want down below. And again, Daniel Mart signing off. Bye.